Thursday, June 4th, we took one trade. Our bias for the day was sell. Sell, 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 sell everything, right? So we were looking for a sell. Why? Because there was a lot of sellers pre-market moving price down lower. You started to see some high volume nodes in the 1 hour chart. So I started to look at that as confirmation for me to take sells today. So as you can see here, again, market opened. We waited a little bit for some confirmation for that selling move. Price started going up into one of those high volume nodes that we like to take trades away from or from. Right now it's 640 here. Let's take a look at the trade that I took. Now, I did have some complications before we look at this trade. There were some issues with my with the platform that I use to trade and to look at these trades, the big trades, the clusters. So I was using the Top Step 2000 tick chart for my confirmation here. So I was somewhat trading blind, but not trading blind because I've traded this way before. So let's take a look at what I did here. So what I was looking at this chart here, I was looking at these high volume nodes, these high volume areas. As you can see, you get these overlapping candles. That is a high volume area for me. It's starting to break away this big consolidation area that was at the top. Now I'm looking for a sell here, potential sell here with the stop above the highs here, waiting to see where price goes. If it rejects this EMA, this should be a good opportunity to sell to the downside. Getting into this trade with a sell, again, not looking to go above $500. Looking at where my stop is, I'm thinking about moving it up just a bit higher, but I'm not going to touch it. Why? Because I have two different high volume nodes right above each other. I have the one where I have one right above there after that imbalance to the downside. And then I have another one right above that. And then I have the EMA right there. Start to see it pull away from the EMA very aggressively here. So I start to just leave the trade as it is, waiting for it to consolidate to see if I can put my stop right behind that consolidation, not touching my profit target either. That is a good area to keep it at, near the lows, not exactly at the lows, but near the lows. So here we go. Price starts to come back up. I want to see this reject and push down further so I can put my stop to break even, and then that way I can reduce my risk. At this point, I'm also considering starting to take off one contract at a time as it starts to come down. Again, I don't want it to come back against me. I'm a little hesitant because I entered in this type of chart. I entered a little bit later than I would have expected to, or that I would have liked to. Here it goes. You see how it's starting to form this bear flag? That is the high volume node I am talking about. Makes this bear flag going up from a strong imbalance to the downside, and then it breaks that bear flag. It breaks that move to the bottom for that continuation of the trend. Here you go. Starting to go. It did break that. Now we're looking to see if it can reach that bottom area. Now, as it gets closer, I want to start reducing my risk. I want to trail as close as possible. Don't want to lose the opportunity to get the $500 completely. At the same time, I want to be very careful. So here we go, getting near it. I want to see this push down so I can let go. And then that way, so right now I let it go at the top in case it comes back against me. Break even $50, that's fine. I want to see it push down, I'll let go. And then it should hit the $500 mark if it pushes down below here. Right now, it should not go above this high volume node, which this little push up did make me freak out. So I put my stop loss way back up. Now push down, leave it at 430. Now we're done. We're out for the trade. Now we're out for the trade here. Done for the day. I only took one trade, not risking this 423 with 80 cents. And that was it. That was all I took. One good trade to one direction. Again, my bias at the very beginning of the day was a sell. And so that's it. One trade. That's all I took for the day. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't take anything else So I wasn't taking anything else after this, locked myself out, stopped trading. That was it, right? So that's all you need, right? I don't need a risk anymore. I don't need to risk what I just made. I want to be consistent, and I just want to take one good trade, one specific trade. Again, we were looking for a bias to the downside. We took a sell to the downside, even though my other platform was not working, right? We still took the bias because we did have other confirmations that helped us take this decision of this trade. Again, I've traded with the 2000 tick charts before. I know what to look for in the candles without the big trades, although the big trades and the clusters do help with the absorption and do help pinpoint a little bit better where the areas are. So I did take this trade. It was successful, and that was it. That's it for the day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next one.